What's going on, buddy? It's Ivan, aka Customs. Today, I'm going to teach you guys how to transform your toy blaster into something a little bit more realistic. If that sounds interesting, let's get to it. Big disclaimer. Be safe, responsibility. Please, before doing anything, get your parents or legal guardians' permission. This video mainly goes out to fellow cosplayers and for short film people needing something a little bit more convention safe, film safe, that still looks a bit more realistic. Of course, I'm not responsible for your actions, but please let me be a voice of guidance. Please be safe out there, be responsible. A bit of backstory on this blaster. I've always been into props and costume pieces. Ever since I was little, there was a channel that I used to watch 10 years ago. I forget the name. He actually found this toy painted black. But the cool thing about this was, pull the trigger, the kickback action. This is gonna look great for short films to really get that kickback look you need to it. Anything practical you could get on set is always gonna look the best, and that's what this offers, which is why it's a perfect piece. You TLC, spray paint it up a bit, make it look a little bit more realistic. It's perfect for a short film and for a cosplay. Once again, safety first, responsibility always key. With great power comes great responsibility. Gonna keep putting this disclaimer throughout the video. I don't want you guys running out just buying a toy blaster just to paint it realistic because you want to. It's not cool. Be responsible. With that being said, I just took it out of the packaging and this thing is insane. Always orange tips. Maybe the orange trigger. I'm gonna keep the orange trigger around. Safety first. But yeah, this thing functions insane. Just look at it. So when you click the trigger, it does have sound effects. I'll take that out, but just look, watch. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna go ahead and hit this with some isopropyl alcohol just to rub off the oils and get a bit of that clear coat off of it. It's not gonna take all the paint off, but just get some of it off. Look at that, real good. After rubbing down the blaster with alcohol, we're gonna go ahead and sand it down so the paint has something to adhere and stick better to. I'm using a nail filer here. You could totally use that or use a very fine high grit sandpaper. This is also great if you want to get rid of any of the logos and legal mumbo jumbo in the blaster. Nice and sanded, I went ahead and stuffed the back so it's a little bit easier to paint certain areas. I'll explain more later. Now we're going to go ahead and mask off the orange tip. This is important because obviously you don't want paint going on that. You want this to be as safe as possible. Now in the painting station, I just have a Krylon flat black. Mist some coats on, let it dry, and we'll be good to go. Let the blaster dry after 2 or 3 thin coats of black flat spray paint. I'm going to go ahead and remove the stuffing so we could go and hit the areas that we missed with spray paint as well. As you can see, there's some spots that we missed. Go ahead and give it another coat of spray paint and let it dry. Boom, so here we go. The spray paint is fully dry. I'm wearing gloves because the matte spray paint, even though it is dry, it is still curing. So I'm throwing gloves just so my fingerprints don't inhibit or affect the spray paint in any type of way. So just a quick rundown, went ahead and spray painted this matte black, a thin layer, nothing too crazy. Went ahead and moved some of the parts so we could go get every little nook and cranny hit with black. Another coat of black spray paint. You do want to wait a few hours in between these coats of spray paint. I waited overnight to make sure it was mostly cure. With spray painting plastics like this, you do want to let it cure. As you can see, I'm still using gloves. I'm just testing out the function, making sure everything moves properly after being spray painted. This thing's been sitting for a few days now, and it is cured and good to go. We have our weathered side versus our unweathered side. Really subtle, but makes a huge difference. I'm going to go ahead and explain how I did this. All of my weathering that I do for all my props and cosplays, I use this Craft Smarts brand silver paint marker. I get this from Michael's Arts and Craft stores. Go ahead and press it, get all that paint out of there, and we're going to go ahead and dip the paintbrush and dry brush the silver paint onto it like so. This paint marker has a really good coverage, even on plastics. It works really great. But yeah, just go ahead, dry brush it. You could go a little bit heavy in some areas, you go a little bit lighter. It's purely up to you. There's no way to screw this up or mess it up. So here we have the blaster fully weathered. It's looking nice and nice. I can't believe how good it came out. I actually forgot to record this, but I went ahead and painted the handle with a brown acrylic and then went over that with a brown shoe polish. Again, always remember orange tip, safety first, con safe, film safe, and we're good to go, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the blaster complete. The finished product turned out incredible. From looking like your generic toy blaster to something a little bit more realistic that could be great for use on film sets or to really tie in your cosplay at a convention. Main criteria for these conventions is the orange tip. One thing you might have noticed throughout the video, the trigger was not painted. I went ahead and painted this last minute. It's a great example of leaving your paint to cure and following the steps throughout this tutorial. Reason being, with the trigger here, I did not clean it with alcohol, nor did I sand it, nor did I leave the paint to properly cure. As you can see, the paint is chipping from all the movements there. I could literally just go ahead and scratch on my finger and the paint's coming right off. Leave it to cure. I know it sounds a bit unnecessary, like why are you just gonna leave it sitting? not touching it, is it that big of a deal? Yes, it is a big deal. Leave the paint secure. As you can see here, with the moving functions we have up here, there's no paint scratching or chipping. I could go ahead and scratch it with my fingernail and nothing. Leave the paint to cure. As I mentioned from the very beginning throughout the video to now the end of the video, please be responsible, be safe with converting your toy blasters to something a little bit more realistic. I understand people are gonna take away this tutorial and do what they will with it, but please use my voice as a guiding voice. I don't want you guys going out there buying toy weapons, toy blasters, making them look realistic and running around your neighborhood with them. That is not what this tutorial is for. That is not what I'm trying to promote or what I'm saying. This is purely for convention and film safe props. Please be careful, please be responsible. Thank you guys again for checking out this video on converting a toy blaster weapon into something a little bit more realistic for your conventions or props or films. With that being said, this is I Custom signing out. Catch you on the next one. Peace out.